So, we start a new era of Harmony and Chaos viewing, everyone. Yes, the reboot episodes have started. Tonight, we got the very first episode ever of Harmony and Chaos, rebooted and revoiced by my new voice cast. It'll be the first 73 episodes that we do, and tonight we get started with our very first kingdom. I'm getting ready to take my throne inside the throne room. I want to welcome you guys to the kingdom. I'm about to drop the drawbridge. I'm about to let you guys start filing in. Give me a few minutes, and I'll be joining you shortly, guys. Hope you guys all enjoyed episode 1. Let's get it. wanting more than me, someone to push me to victory. Let's see what we can do together, me and you. Can't be afraid to try. Kiss your best goodbye. No looking back. You were down around the attack. Hold me right to the sunset. Such a different feeling. Both of us believing we can make it better. Together we can show what we can do. You and me, and I'm next to you. Pushing on through until the battle's won. No one's gonna get something to us. Into each other we put our trust. Standing united after the fight. It's something I never told. We have turned the page. Never knew how much I needed somebody to help me this way. Oh, we will never be two of us are holding the key to see today. Along with your lips, before I say goodbye to you, one more last this road. Welcome, everybody, to the kingdom. I am your host, Michael Evans, host and creator of Harmony and Chaos. Tonight, again, as I said in the opening of the live stream, starting a new era of Harmony and Chaos, of just rebooting all of the old episodes. I know some of you watched episode 1 for the first time tonight. I know Nicole, my friend Nicole, this was her first time watching episode 1. Same thing with Plush. I also want to wish you guys a happy holidays. My voice is still recovering from the flu. Other than that, things are going all right here. So I want to just start off by saying we had some major issues, or at least I had some major issues with the opening credits. I could not get the opening credits to convert to video, and it honestly would not allow me to, it would not allow the episode to convert to video. So I tried about 4 or 5 different ways of trying to get the opening theme video to work. It did not. I think what happened was my computer at some point did an update, and for some reason, Fist Bump is not whatever the update did is not allowing me to use Fist Bump as the theme song. The funny thing is the original, like for season 3, the opening theme is still going to work fine. It still works. I don't know what the update did, but I cannot make like any new videos with Fist Bump. It said something about like the computer updated and it was like the prior version of the song cannot be used or whatever, but it's just weird. It's weird that it does that. I don't know what else to do. I've tried everything. But I digress. For my voice actors, since I could not do the opening credits, I'm going to credit you all in the descriptions at some point from the episode. I'm also going to just try tweaking with the intro more. I may just have to make a homemade one every episode, and it's just going to be very generic with names and the characters. It's probably not going to have any pictures. I don't know. I'm going to see what happens with it, but like these reboot episodes, I want to use Fist Bump because I'm trying to go for continuity, and having the opening theme from Melrose Place for the first 70 whatever episodes just doesn't work. That was the thing. I'm just trying to go for continuity with these reboots. So we'll get into the episode. This isn't going to be an overly long live stream. The episode The original release of this episode was, I want to say, 35 minutes. So check in the chat real quick before we get started. Wow, there's a lot of chats. Elijah cannot stay. Hi, Elijah. Lion God says happy hearts warming. Indeed, happy hearts warming. And let's see. Velvet is the voice of Applejack. He goes by the name of Daldays, so that is the voice of Applejack. And then basically you see a bunch of Chica in the chat hijacking my stream already. We're going to jump into the episode. So with the epilogue, Plush has a question. Hey, Michael, a few months ago, I bought a Daring Do chest with 3 novels and a golden Daring Do minifigure. I was wondering if you would want it since I'm not an MLP phase anymore. Yeah, you know what? I would take it. I would definitely take it because I think it would be kind of cool to read the Daring Do books. So why not? I'll talk to you in the chat in Discord, Plush. We'll DM in Discord. So diving into the episode, we start with the epilogue or the prologue. Prologue. And basically all the prologue is explaining what has happened as Harmony and Chaos starts. We find out that it literally starts probably with, I would say, no more than a month from them defeating the Storm King. I didn't really give a definitive answer. I guess if you're going to go off real time, it was probably about a month after the Storm King's defeat. During that time, the Sonic and the Mobians are fighting the Metarex. And if you watched Sonic X, you guys know what happens. The only thing is that I did like an alternate ending to Sonic X where, yes, Cosmo still sacrifices herself, but she still sacrifices herself and the Metarex are taken out. As we will come to learn that Dark Oak actually did survive the explosion. He did survive, as we would come to find out later on in the series. I don't want to spoil it too much, but the thing that was different between what I did in Harmony Chaos from Sonic X was that Mobius gets destroyed. Now, right before Mobius gets destroyed, Knuckles winds up using the Master Emerald. He winds up using Chaos Control, and then that transports all the Mobians who have a Chaos Emerald. Transports everyone with a Chaos Emerald or has possession of a Chaos Emerald. They all get transported to Equestria. So that is where the series starts. When we opening scene of the series, we immediately go to Manhattan, and there is a lightning storm. And if you watched Sonic X, you know that when the Chaos Emeralds entered Earth's atmosphere, or entered onto Earth, they caused lightning storms. So we did the same. I did the same thing here with Harmony and Chaos. When the Chaos Emeralds made their way to Equestria, they caused lightning storms. And in Manhattan, we see one of these lightning storms. Rouge is transported when she is transported via Chaos Control. She winds up near Manhattan. So when she arrives, she sees all the lightning. So she follows the lightning to Rarity's boutique in Manhattan. Rarity for you. She follows the lightning to the store, basically, and breaks into Rarity's store by kicking her door down. This sets off an alarm, and the Manhattan police are notified. And so Rouge very quickly grabs the Chaos Emerald that she finds in the store and makes her exit from Rarity's boutique. If we had opening credits, we would go into the opening credits, and then we go into some more prologue stuff where we find out that Princess Luna, being trapped in the heavens inside the moon for 1,000 years, she was given some extra foresight as to what was going on in the universe. So she kind of had this knowledge being up there. I guess you could say it's kind of like a divine kind of a thing. But she was able to foresee all of the events. And it was kind of like a deja vu moment slash, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's like an epiphany or a vision. She just had a vision. She tells Princess Celestia, her sister Celestia, what's going on, and basically telling Celestia this day has been preordained. She was having visions of the Chaos Emeralds, the planet Mobius itself, all of the survivors that would arrive, and they decided that they were going to hold an emergency meeting to discuss what was going on. So after that prologue, Chica puts Rouge robber arc. Rouge has always been a robber of emeralds and gems. Chica also puts me and Velvet haven't watched Sonic X, but we watched MOP because yippee. The other thing Chica says, it's not like Luna or Celestia share a VA or anything. Yeah, gee, I wonder who's the voice actress for those two. You're like the cast for 45 to 50% of the characters. What are you doing, Chica? Oh my God. She puts, I'm sacrificing sleep again, Michael. How dare you, you MFer. So, sorry, Chica. Hey, I'm not making you watch, but I always look forward to you hijacking my shit. So, typical Chica. I'm gonna turn this thing. Oh, I'll turn this thing off.
Power off.
Yeah, the flashing lights in the background are throwing me off a little bit. So, Chica. Chica now writes, I have school tomorrow, you bitch. Oh, we love Chica. We love Chica. Velvet, a.k.a. Doll Days, puts sleep is for weaklings, joking. Nicole, I didn't know Rainbow Dash and Soren went through a divorce. I was surprised. Yes, and I'm not going to spoil what really happens. As season 1 progresses, you will come to find out that Soren didn't really have an affair. He kind of staged an affair so Rainbow Dash would walk in. The reason he did this is because he has a terminal illness that is killing him, and he doesn't want Rainbow Dash to know about it, and he didn't want to put her through that. So he told, basically staged an affair and kind of forced Rainbow Dash to leave him. But you'll see as more details come forth as we get into season 1 episodes. Before I get into the rest of it, the one thing I do, if you guys are going to watch these reboot episodes, I really want you guys to notice the difference between what season 1 is versus where the series is now, because the evolution of this series has just been incredible as far as the way the characters talk to each other, the way just the nonstop action that we start getting into, because the series starts off really innocent. The first half of the first season, I would say we really don't start getting a whole lot of action until around episode 16, which is the mid-season finale. Mainly half the first season are these characters getting to know each other. And there are some pretty cool things that happen. Basically, the ponies learn that they come from Mobius. We'll get into that in the next. I think within the first 10 episodes, the ponies start to realize that they're from the planet Mobius. That the elements of harmony and the Chaos Emeralds are actually of one entity, and the elements of harmony actually balance out the chaos of the Chaos Emeralds and the chaos energy. So, I mean, it's a really interesting season 1 is interesting in its own right, just because there's so much it's more backstory and the ponies being from Mobius arc. And you will come to find out that it was actually Princess Celestia, and it was really Princess Celestia who's covered up the truth for a very, very long time. And we get into it. as the season goes on. So it's very interesting. And in fact, a lot of the stuff that happens in season 1 is still part of season 3 currently. It's actually part of the main storyline, as we've seen. It just long-term storytelling is always a good thing. It makes all of the prior episodes mean something. And that's another reason why I wanted to relive this series over again. We have so many new fans. This channel continues to grow day by day, day by day. So with so many new fans, I know a lot of them have not watched the series from the beginning. In fact, I would say the majority of the fans really didn't start watching until I started voicing the series, which was about at the midway point of season 2. Actually, JMC, yes, we do have other voice actors that are on in the series. A couple of them are in the chat right now. Doll Days is the voice of Applejack. Queen Chica, I'm not going to list all the characters she voices. Some of the big ones are Amy, Pinkie Pie, Fluttershy, Cream, and the two princesses, Celestia, Luna. I think she does Cadence. She hasn't really voiced Cadence. Yeah, there you go. Chica, I'm telling you how many characters she voices. Right now, she voices 12 in the series. So, getting back into the episode. So after the secondary description of what's going on with Princess Luna, we get into the scene opens with Rarity receiving the next scene is Rarity receiving a phone call from Detective Shamrock, notifying Rarity that there was a break-in at her store in Manhattan. So she immediately books a Sky Pegasus cab, which is basically an airplane it's basically a chariot that gets carried by a couple of Pegasi. So it's kind of like an air taxi. So she gets on an air carts and basically has a bunch of Pegasi fly her to Manhattan real quick. As she's departing Ponyville, 5 minutes after she leaves, that's when the Ponyville lightning storm begins. And the lightning storm that hits Ponyville is actually the most severe of all of the electrical disturbances that are caused by the Master Emerald and the Chaos Emeralds coming to Equestria. We would find out that it was actually the Master Emerald that was landing at Sweet Apple Acres, which is causing the Ponyville lightning storm to be way worse than all the rest of them. So the next scene is Twilight. We go to Twilight's castle. Twilight is finally able to wake Spike up. Twilight immediately notices. Well, actually, Twilight doesn't wake Spike up. Spike wakes up because he calls up a scroll message. So he, knowing it's from Princess Celestia, he goes up to Twilight's chamber. Twilight is awake, already staring out her balcony window. And that's when she asks Spike, "Oh, all this lightning finally woke you up." Spike tells Twilight she's got a message from Princess Celestia. Power is out, so Twilight has to use her unicorn horn to read the paper to light up the page. And then she is told that her and the rest of the elements of harmony are to report to Canterlot, and that Princess Celestia is sending a chariot to I don't know if it's a wish, and not the wishing well, but it's that big fountain that they have in the center of Ponyville. So the chariot is going to meet them there. So then Twilight has to assemble her team. We go back to Manhattan. When this scene ends, we go back to Manhattan. Rarity has arrived. Now, we have to assume a couple of hours have passed. I would assume it would take a handful of Pegasi, probably 4 or 5 hours to probably get to Manhattan. So Rarity arrives in Manhattan. She meets with Detective Shamrock, and they look at the security cam footage. And in the past, in My Little Pony, we've actually seen Rarity record images into her horn. So she records the video footage of the break-in into her horn. Why she does this, I don't know. She just decides to do it. And in actuality, it does come into play in a couple episodes from now. Basically, Shamrock tells Rarity, we've put out an Equestria-wide all points bulletin out on her. So if she turns up, she's going to be arrested immediately. Everybody in Equestria knows that she's robbed your store. Rarity tells the detective the emerald she stole was not hers, and that she would never leave a piece or a carrot of that size, a diamond, in any of her stores to begin with. So she said, she doesn't know how the emerald got there, but she does tell the detective it was not her emerald. After that line of discussion, Shamrock tells Rarity, look, there's nothing more we can do tonight. Go home or check yourself into the hotel. We can come back in the morning. There's nothing really more you can do. Let's see. I'm going to get back into the chat here. You guys are chatting it up. Let's see what we got here. Chica puts, yeah, I hired half of the VAs. Well, yeah, definitely. She led me in the direction when we went through a recast. That was another big thing. We had to do some recasting. Luckily, Chica was able to come through. Let's see. JMC Entertainment. So I assume it's going to be higher quality than way back. Also, new fan. I've been trying to catch up. Well, this is a good time to catch up. I'm keeping the original episodes, the original voice dubs with just me voicing. I'm keeping those as well. I know some of the quality during this episode isn't good. It's the way we record. I mean, we have to record with a microphone. Chica's got the recording. She has Audacity, and a really good microphone that picks up our voices really well. So we just record that way. My prior sound engineer didn't want to do it anymore. Not that I blame him. It was a lot of work. Chica can attest to how much work it was. When we were recording with him, he used Bandicam. So that's why the quality was a lot better. Apparently now we have a Japplejack joke. Oh, man. You guys are funny. How many hijackers do we got, Chica? How many hijackers? It looks like you got about 3 or 4 hijackers. Me. Pixie says me. That's Ricky. Okay. Oh, so you guys must be in Discord. This must be a Discord joke. You guys must be in VC watching this in VC. Yeah. Okay. You guys are on the Harmony and Chaos server. Nice. Are you guys on the Harmony and Chaos server? JMC Entertainment. Will Eggman be part of the series? Yes. You actually see Eggman in episode 4. The reason why Eggman is not in Equestria yet is because he did not have a Chaos Emerald when they used Chaos Control. So he did not get transported. And his ship sustained damage. As we will come to find out, his ship sustained damage in the fight with the Medrex. So actually, you're going to find this out in season 4. I haven't decided if I'm going to have Eggman at the end of season 3 or in season 4. We go back and we start to learn what's going on with Eggman. He is actually on his way to Equestria as we speak. He's in a hypersleep space chamber while they travel. Just keep posted on these reboot episodes. Eggman gets explained more here in season 1 as well. But yes, Eggman is part of the series. We see him for the first time in episode 4, and we kind of learn what happens to him and what's going on. What we do find out in episode 4 is that his I guess light speed, whatever you want to call it, whatever they use to travel at warp speed or whatever, that got damaged, which is why it's taking them longer to get to Equestria. But you'll see what happens. I don't want to spoil nothing, mainly because we're going to get into Eggman stuff in the actual new episodes that are coming out soon. Nicole cannot wait to see Eggman. Yeah, I can't wait to start voicing Eggman again. It's been a long time since I voiced him for Speedstar. I am so excited to start voicing Eggman again. You guys have no idea. Chica, anyways, can't wait to see those bloopers you left out. Shaking my head. There was only, honestly, I didn't get any of the bloopers sent to me, and I myself, there was only, I think, 6 or 7 bloopers, so I'm not worried. Yusef, the divorce of Rainbow Dash and Soren went very hard. Yusef has been one of my day one people. Yusef has been with this channel from the very beginning, so he knows everything that is going on. So this is a rehash for him. Yusef is one of my day one people. So anytime we see Yusef, we give him props. Ace Plush types in Yoshi's Crew Season 4 is going to have 16 episodes, and I plan on this season being the most story-driven one yet. Yep. Plush is the creator of Yoshi's Crew. I'm pretty sure if you click on his icon there, you can get to his channel and check it out. It's actually really good and really funny. Frost, my buddy Frost is in VC. I know you can hear me, Frost. Hi. I'm not on Discord, so I can't hear you guys and what you guys are talking about in the server. So, oh, there he is. There's Frosty. Yeah. Oh, we love Frosty. Slay, Frost, slay. Pixie, OMG, Chica's Pookie Wookie Dookie's here. Oh my God. You guys are really slay, Queen. Thank you. Thank you, Frost. So I'm trying to remember where we left off here. You guys have completely hijacked my chat, and it's funny. Completely hijacked my chat. So, so Rarity checks into the hotel. And then we go back to Ponyville, where now the lightning and windstorm is raging out of control as the Master Emerald is preparing. There's the big, massive electrical disturbance from the Master Emerald, which is soon to be landing at Sweet Apple Acres. So Twilight attempts to fly up to Rainbow Dash's Cloud Dominion to go get Rainbow Dash. She's having all kinds of issues because of the wind. And more so, Twilight is just in shock at a cloudless lightning storm. Oh, thanks, Frost. I'm glad you're joining us. Frost will be here until his boyfriend calls. Plush, I'm literally trying to live and people are being mean to me. This is stupid. You guys are freaking hijacking me. I love it. Anyway. Anyway, we get back into it. So Twilight gets up to Rainbow Dash, lands on the Cloud Dominion, knocks on her door. Rainbow Dash, shocked to see her, literally practically drags Twilight in. Like, are you crazy? Like, are you crazy? Like, seriously? You come out in a storm like this? Like, you're not even that good of a flyer, Twilight. What are you thinking? Basically is what Rainbow Dash does to, apparently the people in my VC chat on Discord are on drugs, apparently. So, yeah, I wish I were in there with you guys because I'm sure it's crazy. I know how our voice sessions go on Discord, so I can only imagine. So Twilight tells Rainbow Dash, look, there's no time for us to dilly-daddle. We have to go to Princess Celestia. We have to go to Canterlot. Princess Celestia has called an emergency meeting. And then she asks Rainbow Dash, you and the Pegasi, do you have any explanation for the storm? Like, there's no clouds, and yet there's all this lightning. What's going on? And Rainbow Dash tells Twilight, no, we didn't have any storms scheduled until next week. So this is not anything that the Pegasi have done. So this is an unexpected storm. I don't know anything about it. So Twilight tells Rainbow Dash, okay, look, I'm going to go get the rest of the girls. I'm going to go get the rest of the team. Rainbow Dash basically tells Twilight, look, I'll go fly over to Sweet Apple Acres and get Applejack because the lightning looks way worse over there. So I will go over there. I'm a better flyer. You go down to the ground level and get the rest of the girls. So they disperse. Rainbow Dash goes to Sweet Apple Acres to go get Applejack. And Twilight winds up going to get the rest of the team. At this point, we find out that Sonic has now arrived in Ponyville. Whether or not he landed there or was transported there, irrelevant. Me personally, I think Sonic was transported outside of Ponyville, and he just kind of went for, Sonic being Sonic, doing Sonic things, just decided to go for a run, and he sees the lightning in Ponyville, so Sonic knows that the lightning is from a Chaos Emerald, so he follows the lightning. Sonic didn't realize that he was tracking the Master Emerald. So, next scene we get into, we go to Sweet Apple Acres. Where Rainbow Dash has arrived. And Rainbow Dash basically tells Applejack, we need to go to Candlelock Castle and meet with Princess Celestia is having an emergency meeting. We got to meet up with the girls in the center of town so we can take the transport. Applejack refuses at first because the rest of her family is really scared about the lightning storm and the high winds, because mainly the majority of the lightning is actually happening over Sweet Apple Acres. Rainbow Dash convinces Applejack to go. And as in the process of trying to convince Applejack to leave Sweet Apple Acres, there's an earthquake that now begins to shake Sweet Apple Acres. So not only do they have incredibly high winds and a lot of severe lightning, unknown lightning that is, with no clouds, but now they have an earthquake. The earthquake is from the Master Emerald Temple, or it's in the shape of a temple. The picture I got's in the shape of a temple. If you want to call it Angel Island, call it Angel Island. It doesn't really matter to me. If you guys want to consider it, I call it the Master Emerald Temple. It's really Angel Island, whatever. But that is actually landing. The temple itself is landing on Sweet Apple Acres. So that is what's causing the earthquake. And as we saw the pictures, of Rainbow Dash and Applejack both looking up in shock as the Master Emerald Temple is landing into Sweet Apple Acres. At this point, Applejack doesn't want to go. And Rainbow Dash yet again has to tell Applejack, look, this is why we're being summoned to Canterlot. That right there, that thing landing on your apple orchard is probably the reason we're being called to Canterlot. So we need to go. So she finally convinces Applejack to leave and to meet up with the rest of the team in the center of town. So he gets to the center of town. All of the girls have been brought together by Twilight. They would come to find out from Spike that Rarity was not there. He went in. He probably must have had a key to Rarity's boutique because Rarity trusts Spike. So Spike said, I even went in to check for her. She wasn't home. Twilight's a little worried because she knows the transport is arriving, and Applejack and Rainbow Dash are not there yet. They get a message from Princess Celestia via scroll from Spike. The transport, basically all it tells Twilight is that the transport's arriving in 3 minutes. And so Twilight has Spike right back. Rainbow Dash and Applejack have not arrived yet. We're just waiting for them, and then we will board the chariot. She also tells Princess Celestia Rarity was not home, so she will miss the meeting. They also find out that now Applejack and Rainbow Dash arrive, and they're just waiting for the chariot. During this conversation that they're having, Fluttershy obviously is scared. Pinkie Pie was like, oh, maybe all the storming scared Rarity too, and that's why she's not home. You guys are really... Chica, she puts that the Harmony and Chaos server is filled with homosexuals, especially in VC. The VC is the gayest place of all. I can attest to this. Yes, we are very. Yes, we have a lot of gays in the Harmony and Chaos server. We are well represented. So, oh, really, Chica? You're going to call me out live? Tony the Tiger Simp. She's calling me out. Now, go ahead. I wish you can post your Anya. I wish you can post your Anya gif. That little evil grin. No, do not get the quotes. Do not get the quotes. GMC Entertainment. So this is basically Sonic X, but with My Little Pony, LOL. Pretty much. It's basically a continuation of Sonic X on the current equestrian timeline. So yeah. But things change. I'm going to change some things as we dive into the series more and more further on down the line with the current episodes that I'm working on. Lion God. Wait, what? I don't know what that is in reference to. Maybe it was because of Sonic X it's more of a continuation of Sonic X. Levi making fun of Shadow. Shadow, the ultimate simp hog. How dare you? How dare you? I'm not a simp. I just love Twilight. Okay, so maybe I am a simp. Nah, Michael's more of a simp than Shadow. Am I, though? I don't simp over that much. Okay, there's a whole joke. Dude, okay, Lion God, there was a whole inside joke in the Harmony and Chaos server / Chica server about me and this other guy, Earl. And he started talking about, and it all started with Earl saying he would let Tony the Tiger bang him. And I was like, that's not a bad idea. Tony the Tiger is kind of muscular. I wouldn't mind. So, and my boyfriend agrees. He agrees. He's over there nodding his head. Queen Chica, I will get your TPNY. Oh, Tony the Tiger. Come on, really? She's going to get the TPNY, the Tiger quotes, and the rest of the quotes. No, we're not spamming. We are not spamming the Harmony and Chaos. No. Oh my God, Chica. Really? You're just gonna start dropping and hijacking with quotes from the quote book. Go ahead. Have fun. Oh my God. There's one of my quotes. Muscular Tigger. Yes, please. That was one of my quotes from the quote book. Oh my God. Great. So now all of our casual fans get to see the quote book. Go ahead, Chica. I'm just going to let you start quoting quotes from me and Earl. Go ahead. So now I got to get back into the live stream. And I don't remember where I left off. Let me get a drink. I actually had a family get together today. And my mom was like, wow, your voice sounds better than it did the last time I saw you last week. While I was fighting the flu. So I did have my voice most of the day. Now I get online and do this live stream, and my voice starts to crack. Oh, really? So Chica says, "Watch me, bitch," and she puts, "This is the price you pay for keeping me awake." You know, I spoke too soon when we were watching this episode live. Um, I had typed in the comments just as the episode was starting was, "Oh, there's no Chica here to hijack my chat during the premiere of the episode." Oh, 2 minutes later, here comes Chica. "You motherfucker, you never told me you were posting this today. I'm late." So, yeah, so she was a little upset. Just a little. Joking /J. So GMC Entertainment asks, what inspired you to do this crossover? What inspired me to do the crossover? So I have two little girls. I have two daughters. When my oldest daughter was probably 4 or 5, this was like 6 years ago. So probably around the age of 4, she was going on 5. Probably the year she was 4. We started watching My Little Pony. And so my daughter got me into My Little Pony. We started watching it. I immediately fell in love with it. I didn't want to watch Friendship is Magic. I was kind of like, oh, I cannot believe I'm watching My Little Pony. What the fuck? So we started watching My Little Pony. We went to the library. She picked out a couple of cartoon movies. And the very first episode that we watched was Twilight versus Lord Tyrek. So you can imagine seeing Twilight fighting Lord Tyrek in the very first episode of My Little Pony you watch. I was like, oh my God, this is My Little Pony? I'm like, holy shit, this is like watching Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, this is like, I literally thought I was watching Dragon Ball Z, watching Twilight fight Tyrek. That was absolutely incredible. So I immediately fell in love. I'm like, oh my God, this is My Little Pony? Holy shit, I got to watch the show. I'm like, this is some Dragon Ball Z shit. I'm like, holy shit. So I immediately fell in love with the series. And then from there, I decided that I was going to get Allie into Sonic X because I remember watching Sonic X as an early 20-year-old. So I was watching Sonic X when it first came out in 2006, and I fell in love with Sonic X. So I wanted to introduce Allie to that show. So we were watching My Little Pony and Sonic X. The funny thing is that when you're watching this stuff on YouTube starts to pick up your algorithm. So YouTube was like, oh, you're watching My Little Pony. Oh, you're watching Sonic. Oh, by the way, here's some Sonic MLP crossover artwork videos. And lo and behold, after I watched, and I kind of watched, so I watched a lot of these artwork videos that have music to it. So they're like music videos. And I was like, at first I was kind of taken aback, like, oh my God, they're shipping Rainbow Dash with Sonic? What the hell? And then when I started thinking about it more, I started getting more intrigued by it. I go, well, if you think about it, Rainbow Dash and Sonic, that actually makes sense. I'm like, wow. So basically, you start seeing all these artworks, and then you start seeing all the artwork. You start seeing all the videos, the music videos with all the artwork. And I'm like, this would be a really interesting crossover. And I knew there were crossovers out there. I was already, when you're watching Sonic MLP stuff, one of the first YouTubers that popped up for Sonic MLP was Will Atkinson. And Yusef is still in the chat. Yusef will attest that Will Atkinson was probably one of the original Sonic MLP crossover writers that got started. So then I started watching Will's series. And immediately I was like, I have to do one. I have to do one. There's all this great artwork out there. It needs a story. So that is how Harmony and Chaos got started. It got started as me and Allie just being fans of each series. And then it kind of came together when then it started showing us artwork. And I started watching the artwork videos. and it just kind of inspired me to write. Honestly, Harmony and Chaos was the first thing I wrote in 10 years. I went 10 years without writing anything, and it immediately I was inspired to write a story. And what started as just a story for my daughter, Allie, I wound up showing my writing to my next door neighbor. And now my next door neighbor at the time, Terry, he was only into really reading New York Times bestsellers. So when he sat down and actually started reading some of the stuff that I had written, he was like, Mike, this is really good. Like, no, he's like, you know me, I only read New York Times bestsellers. He's like, this is really good writing. Like, this is really good. He's like, you might want to post this on a reading website or YouTube, make a YouTube video so people can actually read it. It's like, this is really good. Oh my God, Chica, did we have to post that quote? Oh my God. Okay, so now I have to explain some of these quotes. Queen Chica. Oh, Tiger Daddy, frost my flakes. Michael, 2022, size. Ay, ay, ay. Youssef also writes in, Will Atkinson's work is fascinating. Will Atkinson is the first Sonic MLP creator. He was the most successful. Before his channel got taken down by that hacker, his series was getting 20, 25, 30,000 views per episode on Will Atkinson's series. Incredible. It was incredible stuff. And it definitely inspired me to create my own. And for those of you who are not familiar with Will Atkinson, on my channel, I actually dubbed Will's first season. And now, unfortunately, Will's original channel got taken down by a hacker. So all of his it's not Sonic X question. I forget what, God, it's been so long. But Will Atkinson's series, I dubbed the very first season on my channel. I got Will Atkinson's approval to do it. So if you guys actually want to check out Will Atkinson's first season of his series, it's actually on my channel. It's like halfway down the list. You'll see Will Atkinson's OC. It's actually the thumbnail for every video I did. Lion God, the epic backstory. Yep, the epic backstory to Harmony and Chaos. Queen Chica also quotes, that little bitch was pecking at my wood. Michael, 2022. So the story about that was this actually was a quote from like 2 or 3 weeks ago. There was a woodpecker that landed on my deck and started pecking at my wood. So I literally was on Discord chatting with Chica and a couple of other people. And I'm like, this little bitch is pecking at my wood on my deck. So that was the joke for that one, for that quote. Chica types in a bunch of random letters. Sorry, it was the weed. That is an inside joke in another server that I'm voice acting for. JMC Entertainment. Honestly, I'm surprised IDW hasn't done an official comic book crossover, considering they own the rights to both franchises. I agree with you. I honestly think it's only a matter of time. I think they should have done a crossover, or they should have. With Generation 4, the Friendship is Magic. I think they should do a crossover because it is popular. And here's the thing. Not only does IDW own the rights to the comic book for Sonic and My Little Pony, but they are well aware of this crossover. They are well aware that this crossover exists. Because probably a year into writing Harmony and Chaos, me and my ex-wife, we wound up taking our daughter to Wisconsin Dells. And this is how I know they know the crossover exists. There was a plush crane. And inside the plush crane, they had Sonic plushes mixed with My Little Pony plushes. So literally, it is a plush machine of just My Little Pony and Sonic characters. And I sat there and I look over at my ex and I'm like, and you say I'm wasting my time writing a Sonic MLP crossover. Look at that crane. Look at that plush machine. What do you see in that plush machine? It's Sonic and MLP plushes. I'm like, so don't say I'm wasting my time because the creators are well aware that this crossover exists. Believe me, they are aware. They are aware of this crossover. And if you watch Pony Life, for those of you who actually watch Pony Life, there was an episode where Rainbow Dash drinks a potion. And when she drinks the potion, she legitimately turns into Sonic. And instead of flying at the speed of sound, she bolts off at the speed of sound. And Rainbow Dash's mane actually turns into Sonic's hair. So believe me, Hasbro and Sega, they are well aware that this crossover exists. Well aware. Chica, you actually quoted that. This shit is gay. That is one of the quotes in the quote book that I had. I don't remember what the context is for that. I'm not reading the Goku one. Come on. Don't make me read the Goku one. Lion God chats in. Gotta go Dash. Yep, gotta go Dash. All right. She wants me to read the Goku one. Really? Do I? Yeah, I think you do. It's not. The Goku one is not showing up. I'm sorry, Chica, but I can't even, it won't even show up in the chat on my end. So anyway, we got to get back into this episode. So basically, yes, the crossover, they're well aware of this crossover. Levi, hey, Michael, who do you think would win in a fight? Shin Godzilla or Sonic? That depends. That depends. I think if Sonic legit has the Chaos Emeralds, he would win. Oh my God. Okay, she is like dying for me to read this. Okay, so here's another quote from the quote book. Another one of my quotes. Goku can go Super Saiyan on my asshole. So there we go. Like we said, the majority of the Harmony and Chaos server is gay as hell. It's no joke. It is one of the gayest places on earth. I may as well just pin up a banner of the pride flag at this point. JMC Entertainment. I mean, the story practically writes itself. The elements of Harmony and the Chaos Emeralds, Eggman kidnapping unicorns to power his robots with their magic. I mean, come on. Yeah, and that's something that Eggman, again, that's something that Eggman is going to try when he does arrive in Equestria. It really is. It is a story that really writes itself. So, I'm not reading that one. They can see that. I don't even remember what the context is for that. You'll have to please explain the context to the estrogen gummies, Chica. I don't remember what the context was in that, but it was funny. Oh my God. So, getting back into the episode. Well, let me finish off what I was saying. So, basically, that's just how the crossover started. It started off watching My Little Pony, and then it evolved to me introducing Allie to Sonic X, and then we started watching these things on YouTube, and then it started saying, hey, you like My Little Pony and Sonic? Oh, here's some Sonic MLP crossover stuff. And then that's just basically how it started from there. Eggman would do anything for power. He needs a vacation for once. That's from Yusef. Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, I I'm going to get into the Eggman thing right now because since we're talking about Eggman so much, I want to get into the Eggman thing. One of the things that I wanted to do differently from this series, from other Sonic MLP series, I didn't want it to just be about shipping. I didn't want it to be about the ponies meeting the hedgehogs and they're getting married in 3 minutes. No, I wanted this story to have a legit story with some backbone and some, solid storytelling. And one of the things that I wanted to stray away from was having Eggman show up and causing trouble right off the bat. I wanted Eggman to be in the series. I knew Eggman was going to be in the series, but I wanted the ponies, I wanted the story to be about harmony and chaos because the basis of the series is about harmony and chaos and about how they're one entity. So with that being said, I kind of wanted it to go along the same lines as that is the main focal point of the story. And then I also wanted the other point of the story is I wanted the Mobians and the ponies. I wanted the characters to go through real life. I wanted them to go through real life situations because now the Mobians are part of the ponies' lives permanently. So I wanted there to be a story that involves everyday life, everyday struggles. As we come to find out, the ponies have their own enemies, as we will see later on in season 1. And one of the other things I wanted to do is I wanted to have different bad guys. I didn't just want the series to be about, the ponies are just fighting Eggman with the Sonic characters. No, I wanted there to be, I wanted the Sonic characters to get involved with with the ponies' enemies. And as we would, if you're following the series currently, you would see that now the Chaos Emeralds are spewing out demigods. They just defeated Dark Swirl, who was the Chaos demigod of nightmares. So we come to find out that these Chaos Emeralds have demigods inside of them that power them. And that's actually what gives the Chaos Emeralds, some of their power are these Chaos demigods. I'm not going to get back into the chat right now, Chica. Everybody can see your... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. How much more sus? Do you have to post all of my sus quotes? Like, oh, my God. Lion God, kind of like Nazo. Yes, exactly like Nazo. Except I'm going to use I'm not going to use Nazo. I think I'm going to what I'm doing with the current storyline. I think we're starting to see that maybe Aeon is kind of going to maybe take that place somewhat. What I am going to do is I am going to use Enerjack. Enerjack is going to be like I've said before, Enerjack is going to be the last saga of the series. So when we actually get to Enerjack, we can start shedding tears because we're nearing the end of Harmony and Chaos when we do get to the Enerjack saga. So, and that's the last saga, last arc of the series is the Enerjack arc. Because after Enerjack, it doesn't get any worse. It can't get worse. He's the most powerful entity in existence. So, yes. Eventually, we are going to get Enerjack. It'll be the very last arc of the series. I kind of like how Sonic Frontier supports your idea of demigods are in the Chaos Emeralds, kind of, sort of. I don't know where the idea came up. I know I've heard the idea before that these Chaos Emeralds are powered by some form of unknown power, origin of power. And then if you read some of the comics, Enerjack was actually the one powering the Chaos Emeralds because he was I guess a god of chaos, one of the gods of chaos inside of the Chaos Emeralds. So basically, they're fighting Thanos. Basically, yes. Oh shit, the Avengers level threats. Yep. Basically, that's what it is. Yeah, please don't send the toothpaste quote. Please don't. It's funny. Um, let's see. I missed something in the chat that was relevant, and I'm not talking about one of the quotes. Oh, yeah. That's why I said, well, he said, Levi says that also the only way Sonic can beat Shin is by burning his whole body to ashes. I don't know. I think maybe Sonic can do it if he has the Chaos Emeralds and he's in a super form. I would think he could do it. I think he could. It depends. Then again, you could turn your thoughts into power, so Sonic could make a massive fire wave. So I think Sonic could beat Shin Godzilla. Because he would have to use the Chaos Emeralds, I think, though, because he would have to transform his thoughts into the power and create fire, basically. So I think, yeah. So I think Sonic would win if he were in a super form. Moving on. Trying to get back into this. Oh, my God, we got way off track for the last 10 minutes. Getting back into it, I think, where did we leave off? Does anybody remember? Okay, now I remember. So we leave off where they board the chariot. No, the Freedom Fighters will not show up in the series. We're talking about Sally and Chip, I believe, and everybody. No, that part of the Sonic universe, that version of the Sonic universe, I'm not bringing in Sally and them, unfortunately. And like Fiona Fox, no, unfortunately, I'm not bringing them in. I thought about it, but I just feel like if I brought those characters in, it would lead to so many conflicts with, obviously, if Sally shows up, if Princess Sally shows up, it's going to lead to issues between Sonic and Rainbow Dash. Same thing with like Fiona Fox. Obviously, Fiona has history with Sonic and Tails. It's not a very good history. Basically, Fiona almost leads to Sonic and Tails' friendship breaking up. So I don't think, the Freedom Fighters, I have thought about it, but ultimately I'm straying away from it just because for me, I'm going to stick mainly to the Sonic X story. The only exceptions I've made, obviously, is with Elijah's OC Hunter. I grew up with Sonic Underground, so I grew up watching Manic and Sonya be Sonic's brother and sister, twin brothers and sisters. So I wanted Manic and Sonya to be in the series. I knew Manic and Sonya were going to be part of the series. They were part of my childhood, and I'm not just going to throw them underneath the bus like they'd never existed. So that's why Manic and Sonya are the only other exceptions that I made straying off of the Sonic X storyline. I think I do reference some other things. There are some things from the comic book series that I do like. As you guys know, I'm going to use the Sonic Forces arc. We're going to do a Sonic Forces arc. Obviously, Enerjack is from the comics. So I want to do that. Also, JMC Entertainment. Also, I know Manic appears, but what happens to Sonya and their mother? Oh my God, it's been so long. So what happens with Manic and Sonya? They all get sent away when Robotnik attacks Sonic. Sonic's mother and father are actually royalty. So when Robotnik attacks the Royal Palace, Sonic's mother and father split up Sonic, Manic, and Sonya, and they send them to different families. so that Robotnik can't get his hands on Sonic, Manic, and Sonya. And Aeon. Aeon is another additional character that I use that he's not even technically a canon character, I don't think. Maybe he is. I don't know. I don't. It's an argument of whether or not Aeon should be considered canon, but I don't think technically he is considered canon at this point. Lion God, you actually made them into good characters. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I tried to stay as true to the characters as possible from just with their personalities. I think once these characters, as you see, once they get to know each other, their relationships kind of evolve, and you have to see, you start to see some of these character changes. We see Sonic in season 1, and Sonic is still Sonic. He's very confident, very cocky, very cool. And you see what happens to Sonic by season 3. The complete mental breakdown he goes through, how he gets corrupted. I said at the end of season 2 that Sonic was probably going to be the character who goes through the most changes to his character in season 3. Levi says their mother is dead. Sonya is with Sonic at the moment, but under watch. JMC Entertainment, does Celestia know about the Mobian royal family? She does not. And you'll see how I explain it. Sonic does come from royalty, but how I spun it was it's more of an ancestral lineage to royalty. Sonic's current family in Harmony and Chaos they're not considered royal, but they did come from the royal family. And you'll see what happens about halfway through season 1, what happens with Sonic and Manic having cutie marks. And this is what really gets the ball rolling of the ponies actually came from Mobius. Because yes, Sonic's family did come from royalty, but it was many, 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 many millennia prior. And you'll see what happens. And Nicole, cutie marks. What? Yes, again, this is why I said Sonic has alicorn magic. So I know a lot of you are like, well, how did Sonic get alicorn magic? Well, you will find out in season 1 how Sonic has alicorn magic. Because again, he is from royalty, but it's from tens of thousands of millennia prior when the ponies were still on Mobius. And you'll see why. I'll explain how Sonic gets alicorn magic. So they still technically have the royal roots, but I spun it differently. So back to the story. We are like 25 minutes off track. So we get back into it. They board the chariot. No, Sonic is not a prince in this story. Technically, no, not a prince. Although, again, they do have the royal lineage flowing through them. You'll see how they have alicorn magic. You'll see how him and Manic have cutie marks. It gets explained. That's why I said this series is far different from other Sonic MLP. It really, really is an in-depth story. And I always tell my new fans, look, you guys are going to be, for all the new fans who do start watching the newer episodes, they're always, one of the big questions was like, whoa, how does Sonic have alicorn magic? And I always tell everybody, go back to season 1, like start from the very first episode. You can't really jump into this series in the middle or where we are now. You are going to be completely lost. Like you have to start from the beginning with this series because every episode ties into where we are now. And it just gets augmented. More and more details get augmented to every storyline I do. So that's why I said it's just really cool to see how this show has evolved from this first episode to where we are now. The complete evolution of where we go. It's been a lot of long-term writing and a lot of long-term booking or storytelling. So I personally have to go back a lot and go back and rewatch a lot of my old episodes so I don't miss any details or forget any details, because some of this stuff I wrote 6 years ago. Almost, yeah, it's been exactly 6 years. It was like 6 years a month ago was the 6-year anniversary of Harmony and Chaos. So it's hard to remember everything I've written detail for detail, so I do have to go back and rewatch the series from time to time just to make sure the details are right. JMC Entertainment, I'm sorry for constantly distracting you. I just have so many questions, LOL. And, you know, on a lot of your questions, honestly, I'm cool with questions. It's one of the reasons why I do these live streams. I like when I get distracted from the original story. So you'll come to find out that a lot of the questions that you have actually get answered in the series. A lot of them do. It's just a lot of patience and waiting for it, because there's a lot of build. It just gradually keeps building and building. And if you've watched the season 3 episodes, when you go back and you watch these reboot episodes, everything that I'm doing now in season 3 is going to make sense. If you are somebody who just started watching the series this season, you're going to go back and watch these reboot episodes and you're going to be like, oh my God, there it is. Now it makes sense. So again, this is one of those series where I always tell the newcomers, start from the beginning. Definitely make sure you start from the beginning, because there are so many details that if you try to jump into it live right now, you will be lost. These streams are torture sessions. Yes, they are torture sessions sometimes. Nicole Kalan, I'm still interested about Sonic and Manic having cutie marks. Episode 10, Nicole. It's episode 10 of the reboot. If you don't want to wait for the reboot episode 10, go back to the original. It's in the Harmony and Chaos playlist. Just go back and watch episode 10 if you want. I warn you, some of the quality is bad because I live stream that as I had to voice act that on a live stream. Moving along, the chariot arrives in Ponyville. They all get on the chariot and they fly off into Canterlot. Before they go to Canterlot, Applejack tells Twilight that a massive emerald and some big temple with a big green shiny emerald thing has landed on my apple orchard. And Twilight is like, what? She's completely shocked by this. And Applejack tells Twilight, well, instruct the Pegasi to fly over Sweet Apple Acres. Tell them to fly over Sweet Apple Acres and you'll see. So they do, and to Twilight's shock, she has Spike pull out their Polaroid camera. We know Spike has a Polaroid camera, and they take a picture of the Master Emerald. This is kind of a big deal because it comes into play at the very end of the episode. This picture they take, they start making their way toward Canterlot. As they are flying to Canterlot, the girls are basically worried about how Rainbow Dash is going to respond to seeing Soren. As we would come to find out that Soren definitely had staged an affair to cover up his fatal illness to his wife, Rainbow Dash. And now Rainbow Dash and Soren were never really a canon couple in My Little Pony, but the fandom shipped those two. So I wanted there to be a ship. I wanted there to be some Soren Dash notoriety here. So I wanted to pay some homage to the Soren Dash shippers. In this case, we know that Rainbow, if you've ever, in every Sonic MLP crossover ever done, we all know Sonic falls in love with Rainbow Dash and vice versa. So I wanted there to be some sort of reason why Rainbow Dash would be single. So she's going through this divorce with Soren. So the girls ask Rainbow Dash if she's going to be okay seeing Soren. She reassures them that, yeah, everything. yeah, everything will be fine. I'll be all right. This happened like 3 or 4 months ago. Everything's cool. I'll be fine. This is about Equestria. So Rainbow Dash is just kind of playing it off until they land. So now they arrive at Canterlot Castle, and Rouge at this point has arrived. She's just happening to. Rouge is just flying around Equestria, just kind of seeing where to go next, and she happens to see all of these ponies gathering at Canterlot Castle. So she kind of wants to see what's going on. At this point, the ponies are making their final. The Elements of Harmony are making their final approach into Canterlot. And as they land, Rainbow Dash sees her husband, her estranged husband, Soren, now with his hoof draped around one of her best friends, Blaze. Blaze being a fellow Wonderbolt. So Rainbow Dash immediately becomes enraged at the sight of this. And as we see when they come out of the chariot after it lands, Rainbow Dash, Will Smith's, as somebody said during the premiere of the episode, Soren got Will Smithed by Rainbow Dash as she's walking up the ramp. She basically calls him a pig. And, how dare you? And she gets mad at Blaze. Blaze, how dare you hit on my husband? That wasn't enough. Again, Soren makes up, Lion God. It was me, yeah. Lion God made the Will Smith reference during the premiere of the episode. So the funny thing is, for those of you who did not watch the episode, the funny thing is you see how I'm on camera. When we do our live voice sessions and we are recording the voices, I'm always on camera because Chica is my sound engineer. So she's recording everything. So when we do the countdown, I do a countdown 5, 4, 3. So basically that lets Chica know to start recording, that we're going to start recording the next scene. So I'm always on camera. The funny thing about that Will Smith part where Rainbow Dash slaps Soren, I legitimately slapped myself in the face when we were voicing this. And we had to do another take because there was one of the voice actors was like, "Oh my God, Michael, you just smacked yourself?" And I'm like, "Yes, it's part of the scene. It's part of the effect." To give you guys a little clue, when I do fight sequences, the sound that Shadow, especially when the fight sequences get really intense, especially with Shadow, you'll hear Shadow go, "Oh!" See, you didn't see it on camera, but I lightly am jabbing myself in the stomach to get that effect. See, it doesn't have the same effect. Right now I'm not punching myself. Now watch what happens when it's a much different feel. So you lightly jab yourself, and that's how I do the fight sequences. So when my voice actors watched me slap myself for the Soren effect, they were like, "Oh my God, Michael just slapped himself. What?" And I'm like, I've done this. This is, I'm fine. Chica, I was explaining the fight sequences about how I slap myself for the effect. And then, to get the, sometimes you just have to push in your gut a little bit with your fist to get that, it helps. There was a funny thing on Canon My Little Pony. I remember Andrea Libman tweeted out that she got punched by Ashley Ball inside of the studio to sell the effect of impact. Because I think Pinkie Pie or somebody had to get punched or they got shoved so that they couldn't get the sound right. So literally Ashley Ball, Andrea Libman tweeted that she got punched in the stomach by Ashley Ball just to get the effect of the sound that they were looking for. So it's legit. Yeah. Sometimes you have to, another cool thing was if you guys, I know everybody here has seen the Shrek movies. If you guys have watched Shrek movies, in the blooper reel or how they've made the movie, they actually show Antonio Banderas voicing Puss in Boots. And I got to get out of my chair for this one. So when Antonio Banderas is voicing Puss in Boots, you'll see you see in the documentary, he's like, ha, 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 ha. So he's literally doing all these sword fighting motions as he's voice acting because he's trying to get the effect. See, it's that's the great thing about voice acting. Sometimes you have to like actually do the motions to get the effect in your voice. I wasn't a Dragon Ball Super crossover with DC Comics. There was a YouTuber who decided to do DC Dragon Ball Z crossover, and I was the voice of adult Gohan. And I will tell you right now, there are times whenever I was voicing Gohan and I had to do a power up, I had to stand and legitimately power up to get the effect. We heard stories of Sean Schemmel, who's the voice of Goku. He legitimately blacked out in the studio doing a Goku scream. So all of these fight sequences, you really it takes a lot out of you. Like it's demanding to do fight sequences, power ups, the grunts, the impact sounds. Lion God, dude went Super Saiyan. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out, it's on Blackline Productions. I actually have. I don't know. I'm thinking of sharing my voice reel of me voicing Gohan from the first episode of that series, because you really get an idea of how difficult. I might actually post that on my channel. I may post the original audio of me voicing Gohan for the first episode, because the intensity in that was so intense. My dad was in the other room because I was going through my separation and I was voicing at my dad's house. And my dad's like, dude, he's like, are you okay? He's like, it's what the hell's going on? I'm like, I was voicing Gohan. So my dad's like, Jesus. He's like, it sounded like you were freaking dying in there. What the hell? But I digress and get back into the actual thing. Okay. JMC Entertainment. Okay, because my next question was going to be, if Rainbow married Sonic, would that make her a princess? But since Sonic is not a prince, it doesn't matter. No. Yeah, you're correct. Hey, Michael, would you rather be the Doom Slayer from Doom or eat a giant? Oh, God. I would rather be the Doom Slayer from Doom. I could not eat a giant hairy spider. I am petrified of spiders. I am absolutely. And my boyfriend will tell you, during the end of summer, right before fall, we're sitting on my back porch on the deck, and a freaking cicada hit the freaking screen. And instead of it dying, it stayed alive and it started moving around and hissing. And I'm screaming. Like, I'm not talking, I'm talking, like I'm screaming like a little bitch. And he's laughing his ass off because he finds that he's laughing right now because he remembers. Okay, I'm petrified of bugs. Anything bug, I can't do it. So absolutely not. I could never eat a hairy spider. Nope. I can't even hold a tarantula. I'll pass out from fear. There's no way. No way. Lion God, fuck spiders. Absolutely fuck spiders. Let's see. I'm trying to get back into the chat because I missed something else. There was a question I wanted to. JMC Entertainment. Will Soren and Sonic confront each other? Yeah, you'll have to keep. I can't divulge. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil anything. So again, you guys don't have to wait for me to post these reboot episodes. If you guys watched episode 1 for the first time today, you guys can easily, if you guys want to move forward and check out all the old original episodes, feel free. All of the original episodes are still there. It's just those are all voice acted by me and me alone, which is why I did kind of want to go back and revoice the series with my current voice cast, because I want there to be a little bit of continuity. But yes, if you guys want to skip ahead, feel free. You guys don't have to wait for the reboot episodes. I love if you guys do wait, just because I love the views for these reboot episodes as well. But again, if you guys enjoyed the reboot episode and you want to continue on and not have to wait, by all means, all the original episodes are staying. I'm not erasing any of them. So you guys could go and move forward with the series if you chose to. Or you guys could just wait for all the new reboots. I'm not changing. There will not be any major changes to the reboots. We're just going back and revoicing them. I'm literally taking the original scripts. I only did scripts for the first 73 episodes. After episode 73, I stopped writing scripts and I just started putting everything straight into the PowerPoint, because for the first 73 episodes, I was doing the copy paste thing from Microsoft Word. I would write the original script and then copy and paste everything to PowerPoint and then turn it into a video, which is what I'm doing now for the reboot episodes. It's just we're revoicing it as a team. JMC Entertainment, will Metal Sonic appear in the series, or maybe even a Metal Rainbow Dash? I don't want to spoil it. Not going to spoil spoilers. I will say I'm not sure about Metal Dash. I'm not sure about Metal Dash yet. Metal Dash exists, but I'm not sure about Metal Dash yet. And that's the only one. That's the only thing I can answer. I don't want to do no spoilers. So we get back into it. So after Rainbow Dash, Will Smith's Soren, she walks up the ramp and is crying. Applejack comforts her. After that, Twilight has her moment with Soren. We come to find out that Twilight has notified Princess Celestia of what happened between Soren and Rainbow Dash. So Princess Celestia is well aware that Soren broke a friendship commitment known as marriage. It is a friendship commitment. And Princess Celestia is actually going to get involved as it pertains to Rainbow Dash and Soren. And you'll see why in the next episode. In the episode 2, you'll see why Princess Celestia has to get involved. So Twilight and Soren basically get into an argument over Rainbow Dash. Soren tells Twilight he refuses to hoof stamp any divorce documents. So his wedding ring with Rainbow Dash's cutie mark is still attached to his earlobe, because he hasn't hoof stamped the divorce document yet. So Twilight basically tells him off, and then she tells him basically what he's worth, and then she joins the rest of the team, and they go inside of Canterlot Castle. Soren made up some lame excuse as to why he had his hoof around Blaze. It was a cover-up to him not being able to use his legs, because we're going to find out as the series goes on what kind of disease this is. Basically, what this disease does, it attacks, it's a Pegasus disease. It's some kind of neuro disease that attacks only Pegasi. So what it's doing is it's shutting down all of Soren's muscles, all of his nervous system. It's literally causing them to shut down and spasm as they shut down. So basically what's going to happen is Soren is going to wind up paralyzed. And eventually it's going to stop his heart and he's going to die. So basically this is a terminal illness that Soren has. So there's a spoiler, unfortunately. We're moving on into the throne room, or not the throne room. They're out in the lobby, right in front of the throne room. Rainbow Dash apologizes to Twilight for causing a scene. As we come to find out in episode 2, Princess Celestia saw what happened outside. She saw what happened between Rainbow Dash and Twilight and Soren. She saw what happened. And we will find that out in episode 2 and why Princess Celestia has to intervene in the dissolution of the marriage of Soren and Rainbow Dash. After that, Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy, they are agreeing that they are still going to the beach. They agree to go to the beach. Applejack refuses because she just wants to get home to her terrified family. After that, we see Prince Shining Armor comes out of the throne room and basically tells everybody we're ready to begin. Princess Luna's ready to begin her meeting, so let's proceed. I'm not going to get into all of the dialogue that Princess Luna has here. Basically, all it is a sum up of what the prologue was. Luna tells the ponies that she's having visions of a vicious race known as the Metarex destroying a planet called Mobius. She had visions of these of Chaos Emeralds. I don't want to give away too much because Luna does explain more of her visions. Basically, she is just telling the ponies about all these visions of Mobius that she's had. And basically reassuring these ponies that this is the reason we're seeing the lightning storms. And it's because of all of this energy and stuff and a planet being destroyed. This is why she's having these visions. Rouge, keep in mind, is already at Canterlot Castle. So she's watching from a window. She's listening in to the conversation up at the window. She's kind of hovering. She gets noticed by a unicorn guard. And yes, a unicorn guard actually does their freaking job. Who knew a Canterlot Castle guard can do their fucking job? The unicorn guard traps Rouge in a force field of magic and forces her down to the ground. Finally, a Canterlot Castle guard does their job. Who would have thought? So the guard uses his magic and telekinetically drags Rouge into the throne room. And that's where the episode ends, with Rouge being presented to the ponies with the Chaos Emerald she stole from Rarity's store. I can't say she stole it. That's not the right word. The Chaos Emerald that she found inside of Rarity's store in Manhattan. Princess Luna confirms from Twilight's picture that the Master Emerald is indeed at Sweet Apple Acres. It was part of her visions. And also, she gets another vision once she sees Rouge and the Chaos Emerald. So she basically confirms that, yes, this is a Chaos Emerald. At the end of the episode ends with Twilight asking Rouge, you're a survivor from the planet Mobius? And Rouge tells Twilight, yes, and I'm not the only one either. Bum, bum, bum. So that's how the episode goes to a close with the dialogue there between Twilight and Rouge. It's so funny, and maybe Chica can attest to this, but the dynamic between Rouge and Twilight, it's so funny, the dynamic that happens between Rouge and Twilight during the course of these episodes. Because Twilight at first wants nothing to do with Rouge. And of course, Princess Celestia, kind of sensing that there's a little bit of dissension or a little hostility from Twilight when it comes to Rouge, decides that she's going to have Rouge with Twilight. So she's going to force Twilight to acclimate Rouge to Equestria, which is kind of funny. And there's quite a lot of dialogue that's hilarious between Twilight and Rouge. So that was the episode, guys, in its entirety. Again, I want to try to get the theme song. I may just come up with a generic theme with no pictures. I'll just have the Sonic, the fist bump music play with no pictures and just kind of scroll names because I don't know what's going on with the computer, but it will not allow me to reuse fist bump. Um, the season 3 version of fist bump still works because it was a finalized, I guess because it was already part of a project. The computer didn't update it on that version of it. But the second I go to make a copy of that video to try to redo, it says that the song has been updated and it can no longer work with my current computer. Although for season 3, it still does because it recognizes that version. So when this computer did an update, it somehow changed the format or the version of this fist bump that I have. I may actually have to go out and perhaps re-download fist bump to do it. I don't know. I may try that route. I may just say screw it and we're going to go with a generic opening theme, which is that just has the names of the voice actors. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know. Maybe I won't use a theme if it comes down to it. I don't know. JMC, I'm going to get back into the chat before I end the live stream because I see some chats coming through. Oh, you guys are talking about, you guys are joking around about the guard that actually did their job. Levi puts, he should have gotten promoted. Yeah, the first time a guard at Canterlot actually protects the castle. Finally. As we would come to find out, the guards were just as useless in the past. They couldn't stop Nightshade from attacking Celestia's guards. JMC Entertainment, one criticism I have about the original series is that I feel like the romances happen too fast. No pun intended. And that's again, that was another one of my own critiques. I mean, we've all seen a bunch of Sonic MLP crossover garbage. And I just maybe I shouldn't call it garbage, but literally it's the same stuff. Sonic gets teleported to Equestria by Eggman. He falls through a portal. It's always a portal by Eggman that sends Sonic. But in a lot of these 2-minute, and you guys know what I'm talking about. A lot of the 2 or 3 minute videos with the Sonic MLP crossover, it's like Sonic falls from a portal, hits his head, ow. Usually Rainbow Dash is the one that finds Sonic. They say, hi, hello, hey, let's bang. And that's how it happens. Like, you're like, wow, they've only known each other for 10 seconds. So, there's really, and for those of you who have seen some of those, you guys know what I'm talking about. The Plush does. Plush has seen his fair share of bad Sonic MLP shit. Chica, let me and Velvet edit the theme song. I don't know how we would edit a theme song and have you give it to me. I don't know how we would send that. Because if you're going to use the version of Fist Bump that I have, it's 1 minute and 48 seconds long. And on Discord, you can't send videos that are 1 minute and 48 seconds without having Nitro. I don't know. Chica, you can go ahead and try. You can try. I don't know. I've never, you younger guys know way more about this technology stuff and streaming than I do. So if you want to try, go ahead. I'm going to keep trying on my end. I didn't want to put any more on your plate. You have enough on your plate as it is. I also want to announce something, and it's time to officially announce it. Queen Chica is working on a crossover script. It is non-canon to Harmony and Chaos. It is going to, right now we are shooting for April Fool's Day. It is Harmony and Chaos crossing over with Danganronpa 3. And now, now that the script is officially began, I wanted to make that. We are shooting for April Fool's Day to have that released. Yes, it's Danganronpa V3. So it's going to be all of the V3 characters. So we're going to see Kokichi meet the Sonic and ponies. We're going to get to see all that stuff. So Kokichi, I start listing off names, Chica. Yeah, I mean, she knows Danganronpa more than I do. Yeah, Kokichi gets dragged off by Pinkie Pie. So it's kind of funny. It's really funny. Um, it's non-canon. Keep in mind, it's non-canon. This is Chica's idea. Chica's writing the script, and it's for April Fool's Day. I want to release it on April Fool's Day. I'm actually going to take a personal day off for the release of this episode because I want to be in the chat when it premieres. So it's going to require me requesting off work on April Fool's Day. So yeah. It's non-canon. It's non-canon Harmony and Chaos. It's just it's an idea that Chica had and she wanted to do it. So I'm like, yeah, why the hell not? It sounds funny. Let's do it. Michael Collins Gaming, there is a series called The Adventures of Sonic and Equestria. I seen that one. Is that no? Okay, The Adventures. Is that that's Adam Selvig, I believe. That might be Adam Selvig, if I'm not mistaken. There's another one that's called The Odyssey of Sonic and Equestria. That's my boy Reclaw Walker. That's another good one. Let's see. Levi McClellan. Hey, Michael, will Twilight have her baby when Shadow and Sunset come back from the past, or what will happen? It's all timing based. Twilight's not having her baby until well into season 4. And judging by how the timeline moves, it's probably not going to be until the back half of season 4. Like the back half, like the last 15 episodes. I don't know. It's going to be at some point in season 4 where Twilight does have her baby, because there's a lot more storyline that needs to be told about it. Let's see. Plush, my April Fool's Day video will feature an old series on my channel that has been abandoned for years. No spoilers. Queen Chica. Okay, crossover news time. Yippee. Yep, it was time to announce it because you've officially started the script. So it was time to announce it. Lion God, I have one. Queen Chica, so Suichi and Twilight have an interaction. Kaido and Maki have a conversation with Sonic. And Koreiko asks Knuckles a lot of questions. So yeah, I haven't seen the full script yet. I've seen most of what Chica has written. But we are shooting for April Fool's Day to have that released. So at some point I'm going to have to work on it and make a video and get that out. So JMC Entertainment types in Twilight's pregnant. Yes, she is pregnant in the new episodes that I'm working on now, where I'm actually the new episodes that are going on right now in season 3. Twilight is about 6 months pregnant. She's more than halfway through her pregnancy. So that's why I said at some point in season 4, she's going to have her baby. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I did not think this live stream was going to last an hour and 48 minutes for a 30-minute episode. Yes, Chica, you can sleep now. Anyway, guys, I don't know how I'm going to post these episodes. JMC Entertainment, Shadow's the daddy, isn't he? LOL. That has not been deciphered yet. We don't know if Shadow's the father. We don't know. That's one of the storylines involving it. So, who's the father of Twilight's baby? So, again, I can't give spoilers. But yeah, I don't want to give spoilers. What happens? It happens in season 2. But yeah, Ray and Ricky, who are actually voice actors on my series, or they're in my server, they try to get the information out of me every day. They've been hounding me about who the father is, and I won't even tell them. So don't feel bad, guys. Not even my VAs know who the father is. Yusef, let's get him in the Memori show. Chica's like, I don't even know. Yeah, the baby is a well-kept secret. So We're going to keep it that way. We're definitely going to keep it that way. Will Rainbow Dash get pregnant? Yes. Yes. Anyway, guys, that's all I got tonight. I got to get off and I got to get off this live stream and spend some time with my significant other. So anyway, guys, that's all I got. I'll see you guys next time. I think the bulk of these reboot episodes are going to happen after season 3 ends. I just wanted to get this one posted because I wanted to give you guys something before Christmas. And with that being said, I wanted to wish you guys happy holidays, Merry Christmas. If I don't think I'm going to have time to do an actual holiday live stream like I did last year. So this was me wishing you guys all the best season's greetings and Happy New Year and all that other good stuff. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. All right, guys. Anyway, I'm done. Until next time, thank you guys so much for watching episode 1, the reboot episode of Harmony and Chaos. And thank you for joining me live. It's always fun chatting with you guys. And until next time, guys, Michael Evans signing off.